You are a king living over 3,000 years ago in ancient China, and you want to know the future. What to do? Simple. Your subjects get a turtle shell, inscribe your question on it, and heat it. The answer is then found in the resulting pattern of cracks, and the outcome is further inscribed on the shell. This is the ancestor of modern Chinese, Japanese, and Korean writing, and it is called oracle bone script. Here is the character for 1. In modern Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, this character can mean the number 1, the rough equivalent of the indefinite article a or an, or the sense of alone. From humble beginnings as one horizontal stroke, it is improved on for thousands of years to become one horizontal stroke. For pronunciation, the Middle Chinese ancestor of most modern pronunciations was yit. This becomes i in Chinese, ich and its in Japanese, and il in Korean. The Japanese and Koreans also have their own ways to say 1, which is why the Japanese have an additional reading of hito. The Koreans also say han and hana for the concept of 1, but they are not strictly tied to this character. A man stands upright, arms held slightly forward. While not often considered a great feat of physical skill, the ability to stand on 2 feet is quite remarkable from a larger perspective. Compared to gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, and orangutans, only humans are bipedal instead of walking on all 4s. Perhaps this is why the image of a man standing eventually comes to represent mankind itself in Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. The human figure is most obvious in the ancient oracle bone script. The character gradually becomes more stylized until we get to the regular script still used today. In modern Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, the character can mean a singular man, multiple people, all of mankind, or simply someone else. For pronunciation, the Middle Chinese ancestor of most modern pronunciations was rian. This becomes ren in Chinese, nin and jin in Japanese, and in Korean. The Koreans also say saram for the concept of a person, but the pronunciation is not strictly tied to this character. The Japanese also have an additional reading of hito, a pronunciation shared with the character meaning 1. How do you read the mind of someone long dead? Trick question, you can't. This is the difficulty of reconstructing the origins of ancient Chinese characters from existing symbols. It is not always clear why specific glyphs were tied to specific meanings. Take this character meaning 10, which began as a single vertical line. Some think it's 2 palms together, which add up to 10 fingers. Some think it's a knotted rope used for record keeping. Some think it used to be the symbol for needle, which got borrowed since needle sounded similar to 10. Some even think that, with the horizontal stroke forming 1, it formed an early decimal system. Regardless, we do know that a dot was added to the middle, which lengthened to become the modern character. In modern Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, the character can mean 10 or 10th, or the less common senses of complete and perfect. For pronunciation, the Middle Chinese ancestor of most modern pronunciations was jiep. This becomes shi in Chinese, ju and ji in Japanese, and ship in Korean. The Japanese also have additional readings of to and to. The Koreans also say yol from the concept of 10, but the pronunciation is not strictly tied to this character.